to do. You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway, this woman helped me get an awful lot done. Anyway.
Given the reputation that you have.
What's that reputation?
The reputation is that you have messed with young women who are under the age, that you have been abusive.
Is that rumor?
No,
that's rumor.
That's a rumor, and those are allegations. Those are very serious allegations.
Allegations are rumors. Let's explain.
Okay,
We've got to understand what allegations and rumors are.
Okay, rumors and allegations. Given that you know that about you, why do you continue, it seems, to continue to see young women? Why do you continue to do that?
But guess what? We got a lot to do. You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
Something like this can happen to any artist, anybody famous. Anybody famous can get accused of so many different things.
I would disagree that this could happen to anybody famous, R. Kelly.
This is Earth, and this can happen to anybody.
But people have gone their
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, the Great Millstone, and the Sausage Brothers doing this thing in sincerity, in truth, and with charity. All right, I just seen the video on the screen. Edom is are hypocrites. All right, they put this shiny, bright image on, but really they're the devil, man. And they'd do anything to paint Jake, the 12 tribes, as the villain. All right. Meanwhile, they do actual atrocious things, man, like just fucking wild stuff, man. All right. Like this. Apart from affecting the lives of adult women, Hefner also contributed to the sexualization of young girls by featuring nude photos of underage child stars Brooke Shields and Eva Lenesco in Playboy. Or is that Lenesco? Ionesco? I don't know. Shields was only 10 at the time of her photo shoot, and Ionesco was only 11. All right? Look at this. Dang, it says, what did Jeffrey Epstein do that Hugh Hefner didn't? Epstein got caught with that paperwork, man. Look at this. Hey, look, it says, come on, man, get the fuck out of here. Nothing at all, but of course, what happens is the bloody mansion stays there. They had all kinds of wild drug-induced, drunken sex orgies at the Playboy Mansion with all kinds of women and girls, apparently. They indulged in acts of sexual depravity that would likely make Caligula himself jealous. What was Epstein famous for? He's famous for nothing. He is infamous for the following: raping kids, being friends with billionaires, ex-president, royalty, etc. Supplying kids to his billionaire friends, and they got the paperwork of all these Edomites that went to the Epstein Island, what they dubbed it. Epstein was found guilty. His woman, Giselle, what's her name? So, Ghislaine Maxwell sentenced to 20 years in prison for conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein and sexually abused minors. So they too got locked up. Them two got locked up, right? They got caught however they got caught. But what about the list of all the people that went there? Why is nobody else being brought up? They put the R. Kelly shit everywhere. And that actually became the headline instead of the Epstein shit. All right? They used Bill Cosby, then they used R. Kelly. Then behind that, they tossed Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears in there. Which what R. Kelly did. Hey, look, this is the definition of pedophile, man. Let's make sure we get this right. Pedophilia. Abnormal, especially sexual love of young children. Pedo, child, plus the Greek philos, loving. All right? These women R. Kelly dealt with were around 15, 16, 17, which Illinois, 17 is the age of consent. So that's not even illegal in Illinois for the 17-year-olds. I forget what state it is, but 16 was age of consent. It even varies in different states. All right? But for certain, all of those women have gone through and past puberty. Let's get that word for puberty. Condition of being able to reproduce sexual maturity. When you go through puberty, you have gone through sexual maturity. Or as Johnson has it, the time of life in which the two sexes began first to be acquainted. Late 14th century, puberty, from Old French puberté, and directly from Latin, pubertatum. Age of maturity, manhood. From pubis, genitive pubertis, adult. Full-grown, manly. When you go through puberty, you are an adult. The episode of The Cosby Show when, what's the bitch name from The Cosby Show? Rudy, I believe, went through puberty. What was it? She became a woman. They had a whole day. I think she had a whole day off of school. It was a whole episode about her entering into womanhood. All right? When you go through puberty, you are actually an adult, according to the scriptures, and by definition of these words even. All right? Let me grab that real quick. Then we'll get back to... This is 1 Corinthians 7:36. But if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely towards his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, and needs so require, let him do what he will. He sinneth not, let them marry. So, especially women, women age like milk, men like wine. Women have a limited number of eggs, and they're in their strength when they're younger as far as reproduction. That's why they have easier births. I wish I can remember the act. It was like a scientist. It was a woman, and she was going into women and when they're in their prime to reproduce. And I believe she said it was 16 to 23, something like that. Or 15 to 24, something like that. And let's see what this woman says about it.
At about 30. Men's salaries peak when they're about 48
Oh,
or
they talking about
49.
money and shit. It says why women peak at age 25. It's just facts. So yeah, it was about 15 and 24 then, or 16 and 24.
Hey, Grant Cardone here. What if I told you?
All right, whatever. Scripts say what they say.
Call it the master, orchestrator of our body hormones. And
Scriptures say what they say. She passed the 5 her age, man, when she's still young. All right? When she's still young. All right? It just is what it is. Once a woman gets her flowers, she's a woman. All right? It's that simple. So R. Kelly did, as far as the age, wasn't wrong. He did a lot of other shit. Ultimately, he didn't serve the Lord, so it's just judgment. However, Esau does all because the point is really that Esau was the damn devil. So Esau does all this shit. Esau published magazines with 10-year-old and 11-year-old. I don't even know if they were women yet. 10, because it happens, some women do get their cycle at 11, even 10. And then that's that. It sounds bugged out, Western mindset, but that's that. I don't even know if they did. And he was able to put this in a magazine, and no one speaks on it. No one talks about this. This isn't big news. It's swept under the rug because he has the pigmentation. He has the color to get away with these types of things. Just like the majority of people that's on that Epstein list, man. That's why Epstein supposedly killed himself after all of that. Right? That's the devil, man. I'm gonna hit these precepts. This is what it is, man. He's the accuser of our brethren. His mission is to shun us. That's his job. He's doing a great job he was made for. Oh well. Revelation 12 and 10. Hey, the Lord is gonna deliver us out of these devil's hands, man. Revelation 12 and 10. In fact, let me grab that Ecclesiastes real quick. Esau, of course Esau's gonna do injustice to us, man. Ecclesiastes 5 and 8. If thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. So Esau's going to get his judgment. The Lord sees his hypocrisy. The Lord sees how he's ruling over us unjustly. He's going to get his just deserts, man. Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Mashiach, with voice that C word. That's an idol. Mashiach is the Hebrew word for anointed, where the word Messiah comes from. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And that's what Esau does, man. He paints the image that Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are the worst people on the planet, the scum of the earth. Meanwhile, Esau Edom does the most atrocious things. It's a shame to speak on the things he do, man. Like we read, that guy said, them parties of the mansion will make Caligula jealous, man. This devil is sick. There was a story, I haven't found it on YouTube. It's been years. I've checked before, I believe, and I can't find it. It doesn't matter. I can describe the story, and I have witnesses that watched this account as well. It's not a story, it's an account of a woman, South African woman. As you know, Edomites went over there, colonized that bitch. And those troops, what they did was fucking sick, bro. They went into this woman's house, killed her husband, chopped the husband up, raped the daughter in front of her, raped the woman on top of the husband's body, made her suck the dead man's rod. That's some wild shit, bro. Yet this man is the man of morality. No, this system is set up to make us like the bad guy. And a simple way to prove that is crack and cocaine. They both come from this. Crack is made from cocaine. All right? Crack is made from cocaine, right? Now, niggas had crack. You know, crack is cheap. They call cocaine a rich man's drug. Right? That's they refer to it as the rich man's drug. And I believe you get 7 years or 10 years for every rock of crack you had. I forget the amount of years. But anyway, you can have 5 rocks and end up with 30 to 50 years in jail. Let's say 25 to 50 years in jail. All 5 rocks. You would have made probably $50, $100 off of that. Meanwhile, a motherfucker have a whole kilo of cocaine and probably won't even get 5 years of actual jail time. Not counting probation, like actual jail time. Probably won't even get that. That's the rich man's drug. Who controlled the supply, held on to the cocaine mainly. Edomites. This place is against us, man. The rich do as they please, and when shit gets hot, they accuse Jake. They make sure they use a famous Jake to throw them under the bus. Bill Cosby. These women had no proof. This is years later, just saying what they want to say. And Bill Cosby, this old man, is locked up, man. R. Kelly's the scapegoat. Now it's Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears. Meanwhile, Joe Biden talking about she was 12, I was 30. I'm sure you can find a lot of shit on this creepy Joe. Why did I say Joe Budden? They tweaking. That is one day ago.
Let's
see what
kick
this is
off
about.
here with what might be the weirdest and creepiest thing Joe Biden has ever stood up and said before a crowd. That's a pretty high bar, I grant you. But just have a listen
this talk about the
to
same
what
thing.
the
She was
president
12, I was
said
30.
to a group of teachers yesterday when he recognized an old friend
He
in the crowd.
got worse.
Guess what? We got a lot to do.
He got worse stuff than this.
Switch and save $652. It's okay. There's enough for everyone.
Some Democrats are defending
House
former
Speaker
Vice President
Nancy
Joe
Pelosi
Biden. This
today
is
advised former Vice President Joe Biden to keep his distance after 2
Well,
women
this
accused
posted
him
3
of
years
touching
ago,
them
right before the,
inappropriately.
he
Nancy
got put in
Cordes
office.
spoke with congressional
Some Democrats are defending former Vice President after
part of
2
who
women
he is,
accused him of
that
touching
he
them
hugs people
inappropriately.
and connects with people and talks to
You know?
people.
Delaware Senator
They swept it right under. Oh man, I wish I could find the clip. They probably did a lot of damage control to get rid of that. He had to something about the kids on his lap and shit. So yeah, you gotta type in certain stuff to find it. Let's see what I can find. They call niggas roaches.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did,
Oh, that's what it was.
and back in those
Joe
days,
Biden.
to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. they'd look at it. So I
And it is time for a president.
learned blonde in the sun.
This the
And the
president,
kids used to
man.
come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
All right, you hear
And I
him?
tell you what.
You hear him? Come on, man. Hey, and then he got defended for that, man. He got defended for that weird shit. So, sometimes I hate the update they did to that app, man. Second address, I'm just like it. Sirach 13. 12. Burden not thyself above thy power while thou livest. Have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself. For how agree the cattle and the earthen pot together? For if the one be smitten against the other, it shall be broken. So, Jake think they can get away doing the same shit Esau do. You can't. The rich man have done wrong, and Edom is the rich man. All right, granted, a nigga has some money, so scripture is manifold, but really this applies to Edom. When we read the gospel and it talks about the rich man and Lazarus, that's talking about Edom, all right, and Israel. Israel being Lazarus, the rich man being the ruler. These niggas not rich. All right, Kanye West was in the back of a fucking limo holding food for a rich-ass Edomite, holding his plate while he ate out his hands. That nigga was rich. All right. The rich man have done wrong, yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wronged, and he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. That's what these niggas are. They serve a purpose. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. So they serve the purpose, man. But the rich man does as he please, man. He threatened withal. He got a defense. It's that simple. These devils are in control. They're the devil, and their whole mission. Well, let me not say their whole mission. They just the devil. They do what they do. All right, but a big part of what they do is make us the villain and make themselves the angel of light. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. So their whole mission is to be against us, man. So we don't have true justice. Esau don't give a shit about lawlessness and establishing and removing lawlessness and establishing righteousness in earth. When he goes and bombs these other countries, it's not actually to free their women. It's because they have resources. And Esau wants power. Now he goes and does it in the image of peace and justice, but meanwhile he goes bombs hospitals and schools and shit. But because he says, "Oh, it's for peace, it's for this," the people let it go because he's the rich. He can do as he please. But we read the Revelation 12. His time is going down, man. He's going out the window, man. Marvel not, man. Second Corinthians 11:14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. All right, and we know Edom is that wicked. Malachi 1:4, with the 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, who's working coming of Satan. All right, the king of Babylon, Isaiah 14, who's called the scepter of the wicked. Let you know that Edom is that wicked one. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon. chapter 2. This is the mindset of the wicked right here, the ungodly. One of the things he says is, let us, 2 and 10, what Solomon 2 and 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. So they made these laws contrary to the laws of the Lord. And then they implement laws that's meant to oppress us and to beat us down, and we can be the image of just the worst shit imaginable. But when you look into the statistics, niggas lead the way in petty crime. All the other shit, Edom is controlling it, man. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law. So Esau know they're contrary to the law, and we speak against these things. But he's the rich man, so we're not hurt. Obviously, he gets to do as he please. People know he's the devil, and they still rock with him, because he's the rich. He's in power. And objected to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. And we know that he teaches bullshit and we speak against it. And he hates us for that, man. Alright? He professes to have the knowledge of the Most High. He calleth himself the child of the Lord. But there will be a judgment for all these things, man. The Lord will not leave us in hell. Alright? We're going to end it on this. Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? All right, so Esau Edom has set up a system where he claims morality and lawful dealings. Meanwhile, he's the devil, man. Everything is corrupt here, and he will not continue much longer. All right, in fact, Sirach 10. Come on, man. I hate they get these damn commercials. Then they're going to show this little ass bun. Let's get out of here. It's a Rock 10. And it's 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So this kingdom will be translated, 2 Andrew 6 and 9. All right. Edom is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Shalom. All praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, Ezra and Millstone. And shout out to the brothers doing this thing in sincerity, truth, and with charity. Shalom, Baba Ball.